Now, I would like to talk about the difference between acceptance and trying to find a cure for tinnitus. I would describe acceptance of tinnitus as allowing the tinnitus to go from bothersome, focusing on it, paying unnecessary attention to it, to letting it be, not monitoring it so closely, trying to shift that over time from bothersome to non bothersome or neutral, a neutral stimulus, a neutral sound. I live in the YouTube space, right? I'm an audiologist who helps people with tinnitus, and I make a lot of YouTube videos, and I live in that world. Someone had a testimonial, a review of their own story. I was not involved. And they said that earlier in their tinnitus experience, they would stop, they would listen for it, they would categorize it, they would write down what level it is, they would go into the closet of their house, the quietest place in their room. They would stop and listen for it and ask themselves, is it louder today? Is it better? And they would monitor it that closely. Now, of course, as I said, learning, education, it's beneficial, but there's a point of diminishing returns on how much attention we're focusing on tinnitus. So acceptance, as I had expressed earlier, one way to accept a loud spike of tinnitus is by saying and living the reality that tinnitus is very loud on that day. Tinnitus is loud in that moment. And then catching yourself when it goes from that point into potentially creating a story and a negative cascade of thoughts and emotions. There's some opportunity here. And this is where therapist, a tinnitus coach, a psychologist can really help someone with simply accepting where you are, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's loud, even if it sucks. Accepting where you are and knowing that tomorrow it's not going to dramatically change, but next month, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, it's likely to get better. That's very helpful. And again, I encourage you, ask someone who has habituated to their tinnitus about the importance of acceptance. That's something that I pick up a lot. The positive tinnitus stories is that at some point they shifted from trying to fix it, trying to solve it, chasing it, being in fear of it. I'm not here to say any of that is wrong. It's just what happened. But choosing and allowing the tinnitus to be there, that can be beneficial. And some of this is new for you. A lot of this was new for me. So just recognize that we all make mistakes. We all try our best. We all have to sometimes change the course of how things are going. And oftentimes the psychology is a great way to do that. So now I want to tell a story about my own tinnitus. I've had tinnitus for the last 8 years. And initially came up as an effect of going to loud music, going to concerts. And then I remember specifically when I was in college, when I was in the Carolinas on the East Coast, went to college out there, and we were on a camping trip. We were on the Blue Ridge Parkway in North Carolina, outside of Asheville. Beautiful mountain range, and there's a highway that runs along the top of the mountains, the Blue Ridge Mountains. It's called the Blue Ridge Parkway. It's a highway. It's a road. And we stopped alongside the road to look at this amazing view. You could see for miles. And we stopped and we sat down. And I remember vividly how loud my tinnitus felt because it was absolutely piercingly quiet. There was no sound whatsoever. No wind, no birds, nothing. We stopped. We were gazing on the horizon, and my tinnitus was so loud. That's probably the point that I realized that my tinnitus was constant and that it was not a day after effect of a loud concert, that it was pretty much constant. So that was a little backstory. Now, in the last year and a half, since I created Pure Tinnitus, which is my own digital clinic for tinnitus, I have been seeking to find the best treatments. I've been doing a lot of research. I've been thinking about tinnitus and the business and my business and how to make videos and how to serve people and my patients pretty much every day for over a year. And during that process, my tinnitus has become a lot more noticeable. It's quite interesting, right? Because I'm practicing what I'm preaching, and I might not be doing it the right way, but my tinnitus doesn't bother me. So I don't mind if it gets a little louder. To me, that's not an issue. But I have to ask myself, is my tinnitus louder, or am I just noticing it more? Because I've been thinking about tinnitus every day. I've been spending all my time helping people with it, researching it, making videos about it. So I've noticed I'm perceiving tinnitus a lot, especially during periods where I'm stressed or I'm anxious, which happens a lot in my life as a business owner. I'm sure anyone who owns a business can relate. There's periods of stress, anxiety, uncertainty. And what do I notice in those periods? That at night, when it's quiet, when I'm trying to go to sleep, my tinnitus is louder, significantly louder. So I wanted to share that, just personal experience with it.